guys, happy Thursday. Carla Airy Culinaires here from A Coffee with Carla. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to jump on here and talk today a little bit about forgiveness. Forgiveness sometimes is easy and sometimes it's just not. And when we've had some traumatic things happen in our lives, we tend to want to hold on to a grudge, hold on to that hurt, and hold on to all the bad things that have happened to us and be incredibly hateful and just angry with whoever the individuals were that were involved in that situation and trauma and event that occurred in our life and is currently could be happening. I can tell you from my own experience, and that's what I said yesterday. I was going to start sharing my own experiences. I've been through some pretty traumatic events in my life, and forgiveness has not come easily for me. Not even close. And it was a friend of mine who pointed out to me probably about 3 years ago, forgiveness is not about the person who hurt me or hurt you. Forgiveness is about me. It doesn't mean that person is off the hook for what they did. What it means is you are letting go of that thing that happened to you, those things that have happened to you. It allows you to grow forward. It allows you to move ahead rather than being tethered to that person, those people, whoever, whatever it is. The longer you hang on to that anger and that rage and that all those things that go along with not forgiving somebody, the longer you're tied to them. If you want those people to be in your rearview mirror, you have to forgive them. The hardest ones to forgive are the ones who you are never going to get an apology. You're never going to get an apology for. Some people are not built like that. Some people will never see what they did was wrong. They will never see that they hurt you. They will always believe that they deserve to do whatever it was that they did. When people are like that, in my experience, they are hurt people as well. Hurt people always hurt other people. So anytime somebody is reacting out of anger or they do something that is terrible and traumatic to another individual, they are reacting out of their own pain and own hurt and own unhealed wounds. You're going to hear from me a lot. You're going to hear from me a lot about healing from the inside out, because if we don't heal from the inside out, if we don't take time to do the hard work, and it sucks, like it's brutal and it's raw and it's ugly and it's yucky, and you have to be in those feelings. But in order for you to grow forward and move forward and leave that crap in the past, you have to do it. How you go about that, as long as it's in a healthy way and it works for you, just take the step to do it. Get started. Forgiveness is one of those steps, and it is hard as hell to do, especially when you've been hurt by people that are supposed to love you the most. You're hurt by people who vowed that they would protect you for the rest of your life. You're hurt by whoever it is. You're hurt by parents, spouses, siblings, friends, coworkers, the list goes on and on. If you're a human being, somebody has hurt you along the way, but at the same time, when those things happen, you have to forgive those people. You do, and you can call me crazy, you can call me whatever you want, because I've had people just think that is super weird, because I'm forgiving people who have done some pretty brutal things to me in my past. And I'm not talking about friendships and that are not friendships anymore. I mean, yes, those people have been forgiven and they are no longer part of my life. And I don't really put much thought into any of that anymore. I used to dwell on it so hard and be so mad and hold these grudges and just like wish horrible things upon them. And as I started doing some more work on myself and healing from the inside out, I really came to the conclusion that I'm hurting myself more than I am hurting them. Those people have moved on. Those people probably don't even remember what they did to you. If they do, and if they're not dealing with it and they haven't said sorry, they're never going to. Probably they're never going to, unless they decide to do the work on themselves. People will show you what they are going to do by their actions. And if you go back and you see that individual that you have no longer any connection with and you happen to run into them and it's, 10 years later and their life is they're still in the same space, they're still doing the same things that they did when you knew them, no growth. They're stuck. And you know what? Nobody can become unstuck until they are ready to become unstuck. They have to want to do the work. They have to want to dig in and do it. But going back to forgiveness, you guys, it's about you. It frees you. It lightens the load. It does not let those people off the hook. It doesn't. They've still done what they've done. What you have to do is forgive them. And you also have to think about, what role did you play in that situation? What did you allow into your world that if you had at that time in your life been a stronger person, you would not have allowed it? And I can tell you from my own personal experience, I allowed a certain type of behavior into my world, and I allowed it to continue for many, many, many years until I couldn't do it anymore. And that's when things started changing for me for the better. I wasn't in a position to be strong enough to realize that I'd be okay. I would absolutely be okay. I was of the belief that this person was my entire world. I couldn't live without that person. How would I ever make it in life? And like all of these crazy things I used to think about myself. It's ridiculous to think that way at all. And especially if that individual is a hurtful person and not at all wanting to see you grow and be better and stronger, and in quite the opposite, based out of fear, living in insecurity, living in a whole bunch of ugly spaces that, that flows into your world when you allow it in. But forgiveness has been given. Does that mean that I've forgotten what's happened? Absolutely not. No. Am I bitter? No. Did I learn a whole lot of stuff about myself and just in general? Yeah. I can now say I'm thankful for those situations and for those traumas and for the people that came into my life that brought with them those things. I can thank them and be thankful for them because of the lessons that they taught me. And what the biggest one is, all of those people, the thing that they taught me the most was they taught me how not to be as a person. That was the biggest lesson out of all. It just, people show you who they are. And you know what? Red flags, people. Believe the red flags. Believe your gut instinct. Don't believe your head and don't believe your heart. Believe your gut. People show you who they are. And I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I promise, please don't go. Please, blah, 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 blah. Unless there's action behind it, it's going to happen again. So it's up to you to not allow that to happen. And when I say allow it to happen, I don't mean, what I mean is, if you stay, you are enabling it to come into your world, and you need to not allow it into your space. People who are abusive, people who are negative, people who are hurtful, they are so hurt themselves, they don't take the time because it's too scary for them to face whatever their traumas are. So they inflict that pain onto the people they're supposed to love the most. So remember, always, you cannot help anybody if they are not wanting to be helped. You have to let them hit rock bottom. You have to walk away. You have to have boundaries. It's called tough love. You can love somebody from afar, but do not allow them into your space until they are showing you that they are going to change and they are putting in the work to make that happen. Not just say they will do it. And you have to forgive them for their behavior because it frees you. It allows you to grow forward. Hardest thing in the world to do is forgiving somebody that you will never get an apology from. So on that note, you guys, I just do yourself a favor. And if there's somebody in your life that you are holding on to some old hurts and old resentments and old grudges and that type of thing, forgive them and let it go. You deserve more. You deserve to grow forward, and you will feel lighter for it and you will feel better for it. This is about taking care of yourself. And if you have to take care of yourself first, because you can't fill from an empty cup. And that saying is so very true. So start filling your cup. Start forgiving those people who you will never get an apology from. Start forgiving the people that have hurt you. Start healing from the inside out. You guys are awesome. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again probably tomorrow.